Sorry, will the government take up the death of Captain Saurabh Kalia with the International Court of Justice? That's what the Supreme Court wants to know 13 years after the young captain was brutally murdered along with 5 men, 5 of his own soldiers, when he spotted the Pakistani incursion in Kargil.
A glimmer of hope finally for the Kalias, fighting for 13 years to get justice for their son, Captain Saurabh Kalia. He and 5 other men of his team were the first martyrs of Kargil. They had first reported Pakistani intrusion in Kargil. The enemy captured the 6 men. Their mutilated bodies were returned by Pakistan after 3 weeks. Today, responding to the father's petition for raising the issue at the International Court of Justice at The Hague, the top court sought a response from the centre saying, "We fully share your agony. This is an important issue, and if the government wants, it can take up the issue with the International Court of Justice." Dr. Kalia has been wanting the Indian government to pressurize Pakistan to apologize, identify and punish the Pakistani soldiers responsible for the barbaric torture of Captain Kalia, a blatant violation of the Geneva Convention. Ironically, the Supreme Court's notice came on a day Pakistan's Interior Minister Rehman Malik landed in the capital.
अब जब पाकिस्तान के जो मंत्री आए हैं उनके साथ इस इशू को उठाना है या नहीं उठाना है, ये तो सभी भारत सरकार के ऊपर निर्भर है.
When the fight is going on the border, we really don't know whether he was killed with a bullet of Pakistani bullet or he died because of the weather.
Pakistan also realizes the weight of the public opinion in India and takes all the steps which are essential in order to bring the perpetrators to justice.
However, sources say the centre is silent on the question of taking the issue to the International Court of Justice due to compulsions.
The government of India, it seems, itself is in a bind. For when it joined the International Court of Justice, it had put in very stringent conditions. The main being that the International Court of Justice cannot arbitrate between Commonwealth countries unless both of them agree. Now the worry of New Delhi is that if it were to change these conditions and appeal before the International Court of Justice, it would give Pakistan a way out to bring in other frivolous issues to embarrass India.
Just after the Kargil war, India had shot down Pakistan's Atlantic aircraft in the Bhuj, Rajasthan sector. Pakistan wanted to raise the issue before the International Court of Justice, but India blocked it, citing the above clause.
Though the Supreme Court shares the agony of the Kalia family, it has got its own limitations and it's looking up to the centre to sort out this issue. Reluctant to get into this controversy, centre wants the court to bail it out. In New Delhi, with Sudhir Ranjan Sen, this is Arunachalam Vaidyanathan for NDTV.
On India decides tonight the Kargil martyr case, the top court issues notice to the centre. But the question we are asking, can there ever truly be justice for Captain Saurabh Kalia? Joining us, General VP Singh, the former Chief of Army Staff. He was Army Chief during the Kargil War. From Islamabad, joining us, Air Vice Marshal retired Shahzad Chaudhry, very well-known strategic affairs expert. With me in the studio, Arvind Kumar Sharma, the lawyer for Dr. N.K. Kalia, Saurabh Kalia's father. And Dr. Kalia, I interviewed a little while earlier. We'll come to that in a moment. Air Marshal Chaudhry, if I can come to you first, sir. Just in the last couple of hours, the Pakistani Interior Minister, who's here in New Delhi, Mr. Rehman Malik, said that he doesn't know, it could be weather or maybe a bullet that killed Captain Saurabh Kalia. Surely, sir, this must be some sort of joke because the whole world knows what happened. The question is whether Pakistan should be apologizing or not. But how can your Interior Minister make a statement when everybody, people in Pakistan, India, it's been internationally reported, know that this man was killed when he was with Pakistani soldiers? He was tortured and brutally murdered.
Yeah, Vishnu, I don't know from where do you get this particular report of international acceptance or the Pakistani acceptance of someone who was actually brutally murdered the way you mention it. This war in Kargil, unfortunately, was a very, very intense war against elements, war against very difficult conditions. I don't think either side has actually told the truth to their own people in the sense of how the bodies were left out in the open, undetected, killed perhaps by the elements or by the opposing fire. From June that year till October, the exchange of these bodies continued. We had one flight lieutenant who's actually was the prisoner of war, as is reported on your official report in terms of from where the Wikipedia has picked up this particular report. So there was one flight lieutenant. He was kept as a guest of the Pakistani military, Pakistani Air Force, and handed over respectedly, and the way he was respected, the way he was handed over, the way he was kept here, it was due like any other officer.
So there was a squadron leader.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.